I apologise if people are may have offended. So we're back in England.
England!
Babies are chilling. They got the dogs are really excited to see us. Pregnant Jasmine. But it was a long ass trip. We drove to, it feels like yesterday, but it wasn't. Like we flew out of Montreal from Ottawa, drove to Montreal from Ottawa, spent a day there. Montreal was probably one of the craziest cities I've ever been to in my life in terms of business. Not a good thing, just manic craziness. Couldn't even find a parking spot. And then flew from Montreal to London, didn't sleep in the plane, so I was like up for like 36 hours. Hence why I have a good old cold sore just hanging around there, which I haven't had one for years, but just super worn down. But anyways, I made a video in my last video about how much I miss Canada, how much I love it. I do love Canada. I do, and I became the person I am today in Canada. I changed for the better and became an adult, whatever that means, in Canada, and life started with Jasmine and the dogs and everything else. And when I was there last week, I was like, wow, I really want to move back here. But when I've actually sat down with Jazz and thought about it, what's the actual pull? What do I want to move back there for? And I think the reason is because I reminisce, and obviously everyone does this, but I reminisce on the times gone back. You always think, oh, the good old times, the good times. Think about our time living in Toronto in a condo, and just, obviously I moved there in 2016, and just exciting things like that. And you always think back in the day was better, and it was an amazing time and we loved it. But that's not the correct reason to want to move back somewhere. I'm very happy in England. I've said from the get-go since we moved back, I have a whole new appreciation of England, the land, and what they meant, land. I'm tired, so I'm can't put a sentence together. But I mean just the forest here, and the wildlife, and just the outdoors, and just not living in a crazy big city where we live now. Super small, 4,000 people, quiet, beautiful, love it. Countryside. So yeah, little retraction on my last video, because moving somewhere just because, I miss school. Does that mean I want to go back and be at school? You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. I miss when I was a kid, and you'd be in high school and you do this. Great times, but doesn't mean that I want to go back to school. You know what I mean? So I don't need to go back to Canada because I'm not trying to relive those times. Am I saying that at one point we might move back to Canada, won't move back to Canada? I don't know. It's up for debate. We have a child coming, and she's going to have probably the first few years of her life definitely in England. Yeah. And then who knows? Maybe we move back to Canada. There's a lot of things about Canada I don't like, just its current climate, but I won't go into that. It's not what this video is about. By climate, I mean the leaders and government of that land. Not too great, and it's just a bit too nah. But like I said, not about that. But yeah, we were so excited to come back here yesterday and just get back to our own home, get back to our dogs, and just live our life here. And I don't need to be in Canada right now to do that. Also, Canada being so massive, which is a great thing, but it's also to go anywhere, Ottawa to Toronto, it's 5-hour drive. You have to drive so far to get anywhere, unless you just want to live in the forest by yourself, then yeah, whatever. But one of the beautiful things about England being so small, someone asked us when away, oh, do you have to get a passport for Scotland or Wales? No, literally you can drive. I'm 2 hours away from Wales, South Wales, no, North Wales. 2 hours away from North Wales. See, I'm tired, I can't put a sentence together. And 3 hours away from Scotland, and that's and I have Europe on my doorstep too. Things I take for granted, and again, coming back to England and living here after being in Canada for so long, appreciate it so much more. And just, I think you feel the same, right, Jazz?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Yeah, I always said that I miss Canada more than Jasmine, but I think we're both kind of just settled and happy right now. Don't use the word settled, but yeah, just happy and just content right now in England. So not a full retraction of the last video, but just kind of not being so. You know, when you go on vacation, you're like, I could live here. Like, it's not real. Like, you're just seeing like a little glimpse of it, and it's not like actually what you want. And that's kind of what I got with Canada. Like, yeah, it was great to reminisce. It was great thinking about the old times and stuff like that. But I'm really happy right now in the present. So, right now, for now, in England, happy.